Good morning, boys. Today we are focusing our lesson on mixed numbers and improper fractions. We are going to understand together what is the difference between a mixed number and an improper fraction, and then understand how to change from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay? Then tomorrow we're going to do another lesson changing from an improper fraction to a mixed number, right? So let's start. So let's remember, okay, we have said when we started fractions, there are several types of fractions, and one of them is the proper fraction. All right, proper fractions. What are proper fractions? Proper fractions are fractions in which the numerator is less than the denominator. Now, the numerator shows us the number of pieces. Let's say we have a pizza, all right, that we have, all right? Let's say we ate 3/4 of a pizza. So the 3 refers to the parts of the pizza that we ate, and the 4 refers to the number of parts we are dividing by, all right? We are dividing the pizza in 4 parts, okay? So a proper fraction is where the numerator is less than the denominator, okay? Now, boys, an improper fraction, all right, is a fraction in which the numerator is either greater than the denominator, and the numerator is greater than the denominator when, all right, we have more than one whole of something, okay? When we have more than a whole, all right? So when the numerator is greater than the denominator, we have more than a whole, all right? And it is called an improper fraction. Now, the numerator, all right, let's say I ate 7/4 of a pizza. That means I ate 7 parts of a pizza, so the numerator still refers to the number of parts that I ate, 7, all right? And therefore, the denominator shows us the number of parts we are dividing the pizzas in. We are dividing each pizza into 4 parts, all right? The 7, the numerator, refers to the number of parts that I ate, all right, are colored in, and so on. And the 4, the denominator, refers to the number of parts that the whole, all right, is divided into. Each pizza here is divided into 4 parts, so that's why the denominator is 4, okay? So let's repeat. It is an improper fraction because the numerator now is greater than the denominator, all right? Okay, so let's write some examples of improper fractions. We have 6/5, 9/5, 10 on 3, all right, 10/3. The numerator is larger, you see, in every fraction, the numerator is larger than the denominator. So let's start our first question. And our first question is it proper or improper? And the fraction that we are given is 12 on 15, all right? Now, the 12 is larger, all right, larger than the denominator, which is smaller, all right? Since the numerator is larger than the denominator, then the fraction is an improper fraction, okay? So that is 12 all over 5 is an improper fraction. Now we need to write the improper. We have an example where we need to write the improper fraction. So parts which are colored in, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 parts which are colored in. So 11 are colored, all right? Let's specify. Those are colored. Each diagram is divided into 2 parts, all right? So number of parts in each diagram. So I have 11 11 parts which are colored in. Each circle is divided into 2 parts. So the improper fraction would be 11 out of 2, 11 all over 2. Okay, that's the improper fraction. Now, let's switch on to mixed numbers. Now, a mixed number has a part, alright? It's called a mixed number because it is mixed. It is mixed like what? Because a mixed number is made up of a whole number and a fraction, and that fraction is always a proper fraction where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, okay? So a mixed number has a part that is a whole and the part that is a proper fraction, all right? If you look at the diagram, okay, if you look at the diagram, I have one whole square, all right, which is colored in, and the other square is divided into 4 equal parts, and 3 are colored in. So it is one whole, I have a one whole colored in, and I have 3 parts out of 4 of another square. So the mixed number is 1 and 3/4. You see, you have the one which is the whole. Let's mark it. The one which is the whole, and the 3/4 which is the proper fraction. All right, and that is why we call a number with a whole and a fraction a mixed number, because it is a mix, all right? Mix of everything, of a number and a fraction, all right? So, let's now write the mixed number, okay? So, I need a mixed number now, so I need a whole and a fraction. Let's see how many wholes we have. We have how many whole triangles are colored in. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 whole triangles. So I have 5 whole triangles, all right? And I have one part which is colored in, all right? And and the diagram, all right, is divided into 2 parts. So I have 1 out of 2 in the last diagram. So the whole mixed number is 5 wholes and a half. 5 wholes, 5 whole triangles, and a half of another, all right? That's the mixed number, a whole and a proper fraction. Now, let's look at this situation. We have 3 1/4 which are shaded. We have 3 whole squares which are shaded, and 1 out of 4 of another, all right? In the last diagram, in the last square, I have only one part which is colored in out of a total of 4, all right? That is why it is 3 1/4. 3 wholes and 1/4, and 1/4 is the proper fraction. So I can look at it from the mixed number side, and it is 3 1/4. But I can also look at it from the improper side, from the improper fraction side, and it would be, let's count them, boys. The number of small parts colored in, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in the first diagram, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in the third, and I have one part, so 13, all right, in the fourth diagram, okay? So I have 13 small squares which are colored in, all right? And each diagram is divided into 4 parts, so 13 out of the denominator is 4. So I can say, boys, that 3 1/4, okay, I'm interpreting the diagram, the same one. First of all, I am interpreting it from the mixed number side, And then I am interpreting it from the improper fraction side, all right? So the improper is 13 all over 4. Since it's the same diagram, all right, I can put down an equal sign. So 3 and 1/4 is equal to 13 all over 4. They are the same. First, the 3 and 1/4 is the mixed, and 13 all over 4 is the improper. Okay. Now, let's continue. Alright, let's start changing from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Alright? Now, when we have a mixed number, like 2 and 1/3, 2 is the whole, 1/3 is the proper fraction, okay? There is a mix. First, I need to multiply the whole number, the 2, by the denominator. So I multiply the 2 with the denominator, which is 3. 2 times 3 is 6, alright? But then I do not stop there, alright? I need to add, alright, the denominator. So with my answer, alright, to my answer, alright, which is 6, remember, 2 times 3 is 6, and it's written down, I need to add the numerator, so 6, alright, plus the numerator, and in the denominator there is a 1, so 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. So then the answer 7 over the denominator that I have, because each diagram is still divided into 3 parts. So 7 parts out of the 3, alright boys? Now, so I'm going to start my first example. Change 3 and 2/5, which is a mixed number, alright, to an improper fraction. An improper fraction where the numerator is larger than the denominator. How should I do it? I should multiply the whole by the denominator. So 3 times 5 is equal to 15. And then I add, right? Then I add the numerator, which is 2. 15 plus 2 is 17, right? 17, so my answer is 17 all over the denominator that I had. I have a denominator of 5 in the mixed, alright? So I still need to write down a denominator of 5 because I'm still, each diagram will still be divided into 5 parts, okay? So my answer is 17 all over 5. The 17, the numerator is larger than the denominator, the 5. So that is an improper fraction. Okay, boys? Let's work another example. We need to change 2 and 3/7 to an improper fraction. So let's write it down again. 2 and 3 all over 7. 2 is the whole and 2 is the whole and 3/7 is the proper fraction. So that there is a mix, that's why it's a mixed number. To change from a mixed number to an improper fraction, I need to multiply the whole by the denominator. Okay, I need to multiply 2 times 7 is equal to 14. And then I need to add the numerator. The numerator is 3. So to 14 I add 3 and that is equal to 17. Alright? The denominator remains as it is. So my answer, alright, would be the numerator is 17 and the denominator remains 7, alright? And that is an improper fraction because 17, the numerator is larger than 7, which is the denominator, right, boys? Okay, so you're going to have, in your homework, you're going to have a mix of either both of writing the fraction, the diagram, both of writing the fraction represented by the diagram in a mixed number and an improper fraction, and then, as we did now, you need to change from a mixed number to an improper fraction. Okay? So that's all for today, boys. Good day and take care. All right?